Now it is, I can hear it. The recording is okay. My screen is visible to you. Hello, good morning to everyone. I had started the session, but I was not audible to you. So let's start from the first. So today is the day two session where we are going to cover the overview of the Linux operating system, virtual box setup, creating your first virtual machine, installing Red Hat Linux, creating Amazon Web Services account, creating Linux EC2 machine. We are going to see PuttyGen, what is Putty, and WinSCP, and practicing of the Linux on the browser. So online, there is no need of installation of the Linux operating system. So let us start with the overview of the Linux operating system. So what is Linux operating system? So first of all, it is an open source operating system where anyone can use that code, re-edit it, recode it, and redistribute it. It is a part of the developer end, which they can develop any of the new applications or newer versions. They can update it easily. It is an high-end software that communicates with the hardware and allows other programs to run. We can say it is a high-end software where it allows other programs to run on it while communicating with the hardware. The Linux operating system was developed by the Linus Torvalds. It was developed to improve the Unix base. Okay, so why Linux operating system is used at the high-end levels? First of all, as I told you that it is an open source operating system. Anyone can run, study, modify, and redistribute the source code. Source code. It is highly stable. As in Linux, everything is a file, so it is very much stable. There are less chances of vulnerability. It is secured. Here, Linux enables us with a firewall, where we can ensure with this high-end security for the Linux. Compared to other operating systems, Linux is very much secure compared to other OSs. It is easy to operate. Its hardware compatibility. As Linux is based on the CLI, even it is GUI also, there is less need of hardware configuration over here. I'll show you. Now we are going to see the setups and all, how we can do it. It is an open source, as mentioned prior. So where all Linux operating systems are used? First, NASA centers. At the high-end level servers that are all installed as the Linux operating system only, as the Linux server, that is Red Hat Linux Enterprise Server. Some of the healthcares where they want to maintain the database, they use the Linux operating system for the security purpose, and there are less chances of the crashes of the systems. Commercial uses for running applications. So some of the developers might use this Linux operating system by configuring it as a server to run their applications, to check their applications, because as it leads a less hardware configuration. Okay, server OS for web services, database services, file servers, email servers, and any other type of shared servers. Linux is well suited for all types of server applications. All types of server applications we can configure on the Linux operating system, that we are going to see at the end of the sessions, where how we can configure the server application. Some of the financial institutes. Finance is very much important, like in the banking sectors, Unix and Linux, they go a very important role because they keep their servers with the Linux operating system only. Next, we come with why you should learn about Linux and what is the system administration. So once you learn this RHCSA, so you will be considered as a Linux system administrator. Okay, so what is it? What will be your role being a system administrator? As it is on a high usage in many of the sectors, system administrator are considered to be as a tech journalist. They handle many different things to keep the organization up and running. A system administrator, or you can say as a sysadmins, are the unsung heroes of the organization. See, system administrator were the one person where they will be managing the IT infrastructure from one single computer to managing it to the n number of networking sector, or communicating between the intranet of the organization, or communicating with the internet to other than the organization, that will be maintained by you people. Okay, and one thing I would like to tell is, in any of the organization, Linux will be there. So if you learn Windows also, Linux, if you learn, that will be very useful for you, as if all the server configuration or the projects which are uh, upcoming projects, you can say, or which are already handling, they are all Linux server based. Okay, so they work in the background to make sure a company's IT infrastructure is always working. So they take care that there should not be any disaster, like breakdown of the intranet connectivity, or breakdown of the connectivity between the users. That will be managed by you people, and that we are going to learn in upcoming sessions, how we are going to manage users, files, directories, and number of things. Okay, constantly fighting with the IT disaster from happening. So why Linux is more secure? Perk of accounts means, but there are very less number of users who knows the Linux operating system, as it is totally CLI based. Okay, the one who is sound with the commands, they can easily use the operating system. So Linux allows only few users to access the system. Thus the virus cannot attack the whole system. It may cause only few files in a system. Next is the strong community. Linux users first accomplish the files before they open. As I told you, that in Linux everything is file. So once you try to log into the Linux, first you have to go to the boot process. The file system structure is in the next topic that we are going to study. Remember these points. Okay. Next, how we go, you'll get clear with the points. Firewall, the security circle of the system. Linux has the firewall security system, that is SE Linux, secured enhanced Linux, that we are going to see. Different working environments. Linux system has different working environments like Linux Mint, Debian, Arch, and many more. These working environments protect from the viruses. Recordings in Linux. The very important thing is they keep the Linux keeps each and every log history, so that whenever there is an issue, whenever there is a need of troubleshooting, you can go with the history log and you can check that what all commands are being fired, or what all process has been done on the Linux operating system, which will be easier for you to overcome the disaster what has happened. Few users, Linux users are very less compared to others. Due to this, security will be more. So as I mentioned, Linux distributions are more. It is an open source operating system, free of cost. Anyone can download the source code, edit it, and they can redistribute it. So one of it is Linux Mint. It is also stable and robust. Second is Debian. Third is Ubuntu. OpenSUSE. It is good for the choice of new users or the existing user. Manjaro. So it gives a pleasant experience for the new and experienced users. So next, how and where all we can install the Linux operating system. So we are going to cover the topics. We are going to see how we can configure the virtual box, how we are going to create our EC2 machine on the Amazon Web Services, Linux operating system, Linux EC2 machine, and online practicing, that there is no any need of installation. You can directly uh, practice on the online format. A new computer system on the Linux operating system. This we are not going to see. If you want, I can share you the details, because no one is going to format the whole hard disk as an Linux OS. Okay, so let's start with the virtual box Oracle. Anyone has any doubts, they can raise their hand. Okay, so let's start with the virtual box. What is virtual box? Virtual box nothing but, okay, steps for the virtual machine installation. What is virtual box? How it works? Virtual machine is nothing but it is, we can consider it is a software which will be running on the our base operating system. So the hardware means our computer system, which OS we are having, it might be Windows. On that we are going to install this virtual box. This virtual box, what it will do is it will create a virtual hardware space where you can install your a number of operating systems. For example, we are going to install now Linux operating system. So please look it into it carefully. We are going to download the virtual machine. So going to the web browser. So you have to search for virtual box. So first you will see the virtual VMware VM virtual box. Okay, here you can download this virtual box. Clicking on this, you can download. Now, virtual box for which platform? So we will be having a Windows platform. So we have to download it for Windows host. So it is getting downloaded. Until that, I have already installed it. So let us go. So once you download and run this setup, we are going to okay, the newer version has been released. Update no need. It is getting downloaded. I'll show each and every step because already it is installed on my desktop. So once you install it, you have to make it next, and your virtual box will be ready. As if you install the other softwares also, you have to say yes. So preparing for the installation, as it is already installed on my system, needs, oh, okay, so finish. So you will not be having any problem, you can install, and if you have any interruption you can ask me, okay, on the email support you can contact. So this will be the virtual box, how it will look. So this is the virtual machine where you are going to install your Linux operating system. Coming here to the tools, you have to create a new virtual box. Okay, you have to click on new. So here you can give any of the name, like you can give my Linux OSVM. I can give Linux operating system on virtual machine. We have to first of all we have to create some, we should not take the C drive because it contains the main operating system of us. Whichever free it might be, like F drive, we can say we can create here VM Linux. We have to create a folder over here where you will be having more steps. See, 152 GB is free of mine. So I'm creating the virtual box here. I have created one folder. You have to create one folder over here, and that folder link you have to provide here. Okay, so other, we are not going to install it in a C drive, remember it. We are going to F in that we have created the VM Linux folder. So we have to select that folder. So this is being selected. Type which type we are going to install? We are going to install the Linux type. Okay, it will be a 62, 64 bit. So you have to make it next. So here it will ask for the memory size, that is RAM. Okay, so RAM, uh, you can keep it as 1 GB. You might be knowing 1024 MB is equal to 1 GB. 1 GB is enough for as of now because we are going to use it for the basics things. Okay, so we can make it next. Create a virtual hard disk now. You can say do not add. Create a virtual hard disk now. Okay, we have to create it. You have to make it next. Keep as it is. Okay, dynamically located. Next. So here it will ask you the size of the virtual machine. So from 4 MB to 2 TB it is available. It is showing here 8 GB by default, but we are going to keep it 20 GB. So this is 20 GB. So we are going to create this a hard disk space on the virtual machine that is of 20 GB, where our Linux operating system going to be installed. Okay, so here I can see that in the third, so my Linux OS VM, which we had given the name to our virtual box. So now this is a virtual box creation of 20 GB of hard disk and 1 GB of the RAM. You can see the general information, system, display, storage, audio, and all and all. Okay. So now we are going to install the operating system on this. So to install it, we have to click on this. We have to start. Click on start. Okay. So first, before going to this, just a moment. So as of now, see this machine, power of machine. Okay. So as of now, we have created the virtual machine, correct? What now we need is iOS of the operating system. Okay, that we are going to download. So you have to say it as Red Hat iOS ISO download free for VirtualBox. Okay, it will be from the Red Hat developer. You have to click on this. The first one will be your that Red Hat only. So here I have already logged into it. So okay, you have to log in here. You have to log in with your Gmail account. Okay, that you do it from your end. It is very easy, nothing difficult task for you people. So you can log in with your Google, go to there, and automatically the iOS will get downloaded. I'll show you how it looks. Just a moment. Downloads, it is there. History, it is there. See, the iOS will get downloaded. Okay, you just download it. You will come to know the iOS file. Once you download because it will be of 8 to 9 GBs. Okay, why I cannot show it now? Because it will take very much time to download 8 GB also. So we'll save this time because it is not a difficult task. You can easily create your account. It will get downloaded. You have to wait for 2 hours to download the 8 GB. So once it is downloaded, you have to come to the virtual box where you have created your new hard disk space. You have to click here, you have to start it. Okay, so our virtual box has started. So right click on it, go to start, normal start. So we have to press F2. Bootable media. Just a moment. We are going to create one more here. Okay, I'm creating one more new machine, new Linux VM. We are going to give the space in F drive, in the VM Linux. Select the folder. Version we have to keep it as Linux 64-bit. Next, next, create, next. Dynamically allocated. Giving 20 GB space. Create. Oh, some error with the virtual box. So here it is powered off. See, the disk should be suitable for starting a computer from should end. The disk will be ejected too. So now here we are going to select our iOS. See, can you see my iOS? RHEL 8.4 iOS. It is 9.443 GB. Okay, we have to select it and we have to start it. See, Red Hat Linux Enterprise 8.4 version. It is starting. Automatic boot. It will take 54 seconds. We'll wait for it. It takes a bit time. So once we are into installation, we'll keep this OS to get installed, and parallelly we are going to see our AWS, how to create the AWS account and how we are going to create the Linux EC2 machine. Okay, so let this get started. So once it is started, we are going to switch to EC2 configuration. It is getting checked. Okay, we'll minimize this. Parallelly, we are now going to create the AWS account. So where we can, this is the first method on the virtual box Linux installation. The second method, that is virtual box we have created. We have created the first virtual machine. Now we are installing the Red Hat. Now we are going to create Amazon Web Service account, and on that EC2 machine. So let's start with the As the virtual machine is running, the system is going bit lower. The speed is lowered down. See, still it is getting configured. Okay, now we are going to go to AWS console. Okay, you have to go to AWS console where you can create your account. Okay, from here you have to sign into your console. Okay, I have already signed in here. I'll sign out. Okay, so sign into console you have to click. Okay, look into this panel. You have to sign in as a root user. Now I'm not going to show you this because this is also a very easy task for you people. So root, by keeping a root user, you have to enter your email address. You have to register yourself on this AWS account. It might ask you for your debit card. You can give your debit card number. It might deduct 2 rupees, which are refundable. So it is not chargeable. It is free of course. So easily you can uh, create your AWS account. Okay. So once you have created your AWS account, you have to sign in. Okay. So you have to come here next. So the password. So here you are in this console. Okay. So here in this prior I have used these machines, so it is viewable for you. You will get recently visited as blank. So here you have to search for EC2, EC2, that is virtual server cloud. So we have to click on it. So already one instance is running on mine. So you have now you have to click it for instances. Okay, so I'll let it be. We are going to create a new instance. Okay, so for that now we are going to create our Linux EC2 machine. So once you are here into the EC2 panel, okay, so we are going to launch the instance. Okay, we are here into the setup. Are you getting me clearly? So name and the tags, whatever name you can give, like Linux machine, you can say. So which image? So we have to select that AMI over here. So image is Red Hat. So check once that Red Hat is not, it is a free tier eligible. So no charges are applicable for us to this. So keep it as it is. Instant type, it will be 22 micro. If we select the free tier eligible, key pair. Uh, please remember these points clearly. Key pair is very important. Here we have to create a key pair. Okay, clicking here, create a new pair. We are going to enter a name of the key pair. We can keep anything like Linux machine dash key. Okay, keep it RSA as it is, and we have to download the PEM file. Okay, so create a key pair. So once you click on the create a key pair, you will get the one downloaded PEM file over here. Okay, so you have to show into a folder. You have to copy, and you can keep it on the desktop by creating a new folder like Linux EC2. Okay, we are going to paste here. See, the PEM file which we created, it is being saved on the desktop. We are going to save it. Okay, next we are coming to security group. So here we have to create a security group when we are creating the EC2. So while clicking on the edit option, we are going to create it as Linux hyphen Linux machine SJ. That is security group. So the same name will be copied in the description. Control V. Okay. Other than this, you no need to change. SSH will be the protocol where we need to communicate with the Windows to Linux. So configuration, it will take 10 GB. Keep as it is. Okay. So launch instance. So it is launching the instance. That is, it is creating our EC2 machine. See, successfully we have initiated the launch of instance. Okay, coming back to instances, we again have to come back to instances. You can see a Linux machine which we created over here. So it is still pending. It will take a bit time until so we'll go back to our okay. Once we'll create this EC2, we'll come back to our virtual box. EC2 will not take much time. Okay, we are into a running mode. See, we created a Linux machine. Its instance ID, its instance state is in a running state. Okay, so now we have to click on this. Here below, you will get all the details of it, like its IP address. Okay, so the next step, once we create our instance, the next step is of the PEM file should be converted into the PPK file, because when we want to connect our EC2 machine through Windows, there is a requirement of putty. Putty is nothing but it is an emulator where it enables the connectivity with our EC2 machine. So how we are going to configure it? So first of all, coming back to the browser, we are going to download Puttigen, where Puttigen helps us to convert the PEM file into the PPK file. So you have to search for Puttigen download. See Puttigen, go to this. Installation to the, so we are here, download Putty for Windows. See, download Putty for Windows operating system. So here MSI file is there. We are not going to download it. EXE, which is Putty, we need Puttigen. Okay, so Puttigen EXE, an RSA and DSA key generation utility. So this is a 64-bit. So we have to download it. So it will start. Yes, see, we can see Puttigen EXE over here, show in folder. So see, we are going to copy it and we are going to keep it in our desktop Linux virtual machine, that is Linux EC2 machine. Paste it. Okay, otherwise you can run from there also, no issues. So we are going to run the Puttigen to convert our PEM file into the PPK file. So run. See, this is a generator. We have to load the PEM file. So first click on load, go to desktop where you have kept your PEM file, Linux EC2. See, there will not be any viewable files because it will be showing as PPK file viewable. Okay, so we have to make it all files. So once you make all files, you'll come to the PEM file where you can open it. successfully imported the foreign key. Okay, we have successfully imported the PEM file over here. Now we have to convert it to the PPK file. So save private key. We have to click on it and type. We have to keep it as RSA only. Okay, to save private key. Are you sure you want to save it? Yes, you should save. Okay, so we get this PPK file. So we can name it as Linux machine PPK. Okay, so we have to save it. So our putty key generator task is over here. We have converted our PEM file into the PPK file. PPK file is useful for the putty where it helps us for the login to our EC2 machine, Linux EC2 machine. So coming back to our AWS account. So now we are coming back. Before that, we are going to download the putty. Okay. Same as we downloaded the puttigen, we are going to download putty. That is putty. The SSH and telnet client itself. Okay. So binary for Windows. So 64-bit. So we are going to download it. So then download gets started. Okay, the download is over. We can give it in our downloads. So copy it and paste it on your desktop so that easily you can access it. So Linux EC2 paste. Okay. So coming, so the putty is downloaded and we are going to run it. Run. So here it will ask you for the host name, that is the IP address to which EC2 machine we are going to connect. So that IP address we have to add here. So coming back to our AWS account. So see, we have to, as we have created a Linux machine here, we have to click on it. Here down you will see public IP address, which you have to copy, and we have to paste it in our putty. Okay, so we are coming to SSH auth. In the left hand panel, you have to come to SSH auth, and there you have to give credentials. Credentials is the PPK file, which will be our login details. So browse for it. We have saved the PPK into our desktop, that is Linux EC2, and this is the PPK file generated through the puttigen. So open it. The host key is not cached. Ignore all and accept it. So, well, we are here at the Linux operating system. So EC2 hyphen user is the login name will be for the EC2 machines. See, authenticating with the public key, imported open system. So we are into the EC2 Linux operating system, which is a cloud platform on the Amazon Web Services. Okay, so we can check who am I. So where am I? You can say PWD. So we are into /home/EC2 user. We are the EC2 user is our username. We can also create the users also, which we are going to cover in our upcoming sessions. So ls I can say we can create some of the file by using the touch command, touch F1, F2. So ls you can list what all we created, that is F1, F2 file we have created. After that we are going to create some directory mkdir d1 d2. So we have created it, we can make it ls, so we can see F1 F2 files and d1 d2 directories which are created. So this means that we have successfully created our EC2 Linux machine where you can easily operate your OS for your commands practice. So we are going to log out of it. So so the points are got clear with the EC2 machine, how we have to create it. Coming, so I'm going to close the session. After once you finish your practice, you can Go to instance and stop the instance. Stop. Successfully stopped. You can stop your instances. Whenever you want, you can again restart from here only. Start instance. Selecting the particular EC2, you can go to instance state and start your instance. Okay, so this was of the Amazon Web Services EC2 Linux machine. Now we are coming back to our virtual box, which was taking a much time. So we until we took the EC2 machine. So coming back to our virtual machine details. Okay, so as we took the iOS and we downloaded it, we created our hard disk and we gave the link of our iOS. We once it is enabled, it takes much time. So here we come to welcome to Red Hat Enterprise Linux. Here you have to select English. You have to continue. See, here we have to select the install destination. Just a moment, it is getting in. Aha. So we are here for the installation destinations. So installation destinations means where we are going to install our operating system. Okay, so we had created the hard disk of 20 GB. Hope you remember it. So this will be double clicked. Once the right mark is done, is there, we have to click on done. Once it is done, we have to enable our network connectivity, because the virtual machine and Windows should be get connected to the internet, because we are going, there should be an internet connectivity between both of these. So we have to enable it. We have to say done. Next, we have to select the software selection. Here, basic environment. See, server with GUI. GUI is graphical user interface. And server, that is totally command line interface. Okay, so we will select here GUI. Okay, we'll be into GUI, but we will be learning on the command line only. Command line only. Or we can select this, and servers additional softwares, now we are not going to install anything. Okay, so we'll keep it as it is. We'll only select server with GUI and we are going to done with it. So these all mandates for the installation destination, network and host, software selection, date and time we have to select here. So ours is India. Kolkata time you can take. Okay, it is correct. Okay, so Asia Kolkata done. So language support, we have taken it as English. It is done. So connect to Red Hat. You can create your account by username and password. You can keep anything as Natasha. Password as please remember this username and password, because once you will be into the OS, it will ask you this user ID and password. So okay, registration field. So do not connect to Red Hat. We'll directly go to the root user only. So this is a root user and its password. We are going to give your root user password. Same you have to confirm it. So we have to make it done. 2 times you have to click. So begin installation. So until here we have covered. So from tomorrow we will begin the installation. It will take very much time. It will take 1 hour or 1.5 hour for the installation. So please remember, until this we are ending up with a session here. And the next tomorrow will be the day 3 session. We are going to cover the rest of the further things. So thank you everyone. Good day to everyone.